Okay, so now for the easy way. We're clearly not going to hit the calculator buttons that many times, but that's the way compounding works. It's a very segmented, simple process, but we want an easier way to do it because the problems are going to get somewhat complicated. So here we go. There's 5 variables. Calculation's the easy way. The first one is n. That is the number of periods. In the last problem it was annual, but it could have turned into monthly or daily. That would have changed the problem considerably. I is the interest paid as a percent per period. The interest is per period, n is per period, so it's very important that the periods n and I match. So we're going to get into this in a minute. So if it's monthly, if the n is monthly, so you've got, say, a mortgage payment or a car payment or something monthly, then I has to be a monthly interest rate. So you have to adjust the annual interest rate to the monthly interest rate. We'll get to that in a second. Keep going here. We've got present value is the time 0, or today. The payment is if there's any payments coming in or going out over at each individual time period. It has to be at each individual time period, not an arbitrary number. It has to, every time period gets this payment, like a home loan or a car payment, etc. And of course, the future value is whenever the payments stop. So the future value could extend into the future for years, or it could extend in the future for a couple of days. It doesn't really matter. The future value is whenever it stops is the future value. We're going to use a calculator or a spreadsheet to compute this. This is the cornerstone of finance. So here's our example. We have 5 periods. Our question was 5 periods at 4.35%, which is I. Our present value is 52.39. There was no payment. We're just letting the interest compound up. And then the future value is 64.8202. So anytime we have 4 of the 5 variables, anytime we have 4 of the 5 variables, we can find the 5th, but we have to know 4 of the 5. So in this case, we have the number of time periods, we have the interest rate, we have the amount of money we're depositing, and we know that there's no additional payments. So we have 4 of the 5. The 5th is the future value. Now, could we do this the other way around and put the future value in and compute the present value? Yes, obviously the calculator would do that just as easily, and it's very simple to do. There's a bunch of other videos on how to use a calculator that I won't go into now, but suffice it to say that once you learn how to push the buttons on the calculator, it becomes very, very quick. The most important thing is understanding that what NI, PV, PMT, and FE equal, so you can do the calculations either on a calculator or on a spreadsheet. Once you know what those variables are and you can find 4 out of 5, you can always do the time value of money problems. So once we get past this, we're going to start talking about adjustments going forward. We're going to adjust for the different time periods. We're going to adjust for different interest rates. We're going to adjust for different payments per time period and so on. So stay tuned for the caveats that are in these equations.